Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Sade. Thank you for joining me for our astrology talk. For today's talk, we are diving into what it means if you have your Venus in the sign of Cancer. Now, if you have not seen any of my videos on what the planet Venus means or even what the sign Cancer means, please go ahead and check that out on my channel, Hidden Alchemy, where you can find tons of YouTube videos where I dissect so many different astrological themes, signs, planets, as well as aspects. Diving into this video, what does it mean if you have your Venus in the sign of Cancer? Well, briefly, let's go ahead and dissect what Venus actually means. And Venus is the planet naturally the ruler of the sign Libra as well as Taurus. Venus is the planet of love. It is the planet of relationship, not just romantic partnership, but how we are in relation to the people, places, and things around us. It rules our contracts and it rules what we value, what we deem worthy of our time, worthy of our energy, our attention, as well as our finances. Venus is very big on money, money that you gain on your own, but most importantly, money that you gain in partnership and relationship with other. Venus is also the planet ruler of justice. What are we willing to fight for? What are we willing to devote ourselves to? Now, when we dive into the sign of Cancer, Cancer is feminine, it's ruled by the moon, and it is a water element. So when you have Venus and Cancer together, I actually love this Venus placement. And I feel like for a sign like Cancer, and again, if you haven't seen any of my videos on the sign of Cancer, check it out. But for a sign like Cancer, Cancer being feminine, being very clingy in the sense of wanting security, wanting nourishment, and to nurture others, I feel like Venus in Cancer is perfect. Now, if your Venus is in the sign of Cancer, that means that your sun sign is either going to be two signs before Cancer or two signs after. So in this instance, if your Venus is in the sign of Cancer, that means that your sun sign is going to either be Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, or Virgo. And the reason being, Venus doesn't fall too far behind the sun. So you can always find Venus either two signs after the sun on the sun sign or two signs before the sun sign, depending if there's a retrograde or not, the year and time that you were born. When we have Venus in the sign of Cancer, this is such a yummy placement for relationships. This is a very relational Venus sign. And the reason being is because Cancer wants nourishment. Cancer wants to be the lover, the homebody, the person that takes care of the home, the person that takes care of everyone actually, and wants to hold space emotionally for the people that they love. These folks are relational people. They want commitment. They want a relationship where they can feel safe. Safety is going to be very important for these folks. If they do not feel safe with you, then you're not going to be able to really penetrate the hard layer of a Cancerian person or Venus in Cancer person. I stated this in my Cancer sign video, but Cancer is ruled by the crab, and it has like the outer layer is this hard shell, but deep down inside, this is a mushy, loving, gushy type of sign and type of energy. So when you're dealing with Venus and Cancer folks, or just Cancerian folks in general, these folks are not the easiest to really penetrate the core yet. It takes them some time to warm up to you. They're using their psychic awareness to kind of feel you out, smell you out, sense you out, see if you're someone that can give that devotion and that can give them that safety that they're looking for. Once these folks can feel that safety from you, then that's when you are opened up to their layer of just nourishment, making sure that everyone is okay, everyone feels good, and really just loving being in a committed partnership. This is definitely a sign that wants partnership for the long haul. And the reason being, if you think about the sign Cancer, the opposite of Cancer is Capricorn. And whenever we're working with signs and its opposites, we never view it as these two signs have nothing in common. No, these two signs have everything in common. They just go about it in different ways. So when we think about the sign Capricorn, Capricorn likes to build external security. So with Venus in Cancer, Cancer wants that internal security so that they can build a family, build in the home, build infrastructure, have stability in their life, because stability and foundation is so, so important for them. So these folks, when they give their heart to you, they really are in it for the long haul. They want something that's committed. They might want to have a family. Depending on what else they have in their chart, it could be a large family, it could be a small family, but these are folks that are very family oriented, very in love with the idea of children, but most importantly, in love with the idea of companionship. Now, I won't say Venus in Cancer is idealistic. I would say maybe Venus in Libra will be more idealistic. But a Venus in Cancer is going to want a partner that they can be with in the long haul, that they can see a future with. They might have fun with you, but they're not going to give their all to you unless they know that this is a relationship that can really guarantee them some sort of security and foundation. And the reason why these folks need to really be mindful who they give their heart to, because they love so deep. It's the first water sign, so they feel their emotions intensely. They have to be mindful because Cancer, being that first water sign, being that ancestral sign, they can really hold on and harbor the past a lot. This is a very nostalgic placement. So if you have your Venus in Cancer and there was an ex that you were with that you loved deeply and dearly, and you maybe didn't get over them or could not find a way to get over them, this is such an easy placement for people to really fall in that nostalgia of the memories of the past. Wouldn't be surprised if these folks get back with an ex, because Cancer rules that nostalgia. It wants that comfort that it had before. Even if it's no longer, they're going to reminisce on the past. It's just that water energy in general. Being that Cancer rules our emotions on a raw level, these are folks that crave intimacy, and not just intimacy with, two partners doing everything together, but more so two partners really understanding each other on a deep emotional level. These people want to take care of their partners emotionally. They want to express the rawness of their emotions, and they expect that same thing from their partner, because again, Cancer likes to feel safe. And because Cancer is a water placement, they really feel the safest when they have that level of intimacy and deep connection on an emotional level with the people that they love. Touching back on family, these are folks that could have a very close relationship with their family, especially if your sun sign is in Cancer and your Venus is in Cancer. Then you are a person that has a relationship with your mother, whether it be a good relationship or a bad relationship. The relationship that you have with your family, especially your mother, is really going to be a major theme in your relationship. So if you are in a relationship with a partner that may not get along with your family, this is something that can be a potential problem, because Cancer rules the home. It rules the family lineage. And especially if you have your sun in Cancer and your Venus in Cancer on top of that, these are folks that value family over everything. So getting along with these folks and their family members is going to be another major win to their heart. Now, if you have your Venus in the sign of Cancer, you do want to be mindful of where your partner's Venus is placed. Because Cancer really craves that intimacy and that deep connection, they won't do as well per se with someone whose Venus might be in Gemini, right? Because Gemini, it's air, it likes to touch and go, communicate with different folks, could possibly be with one person, could possibly be with multiple people, right? That duality of the mind when Venus is in Gemini, it might not pair the best when Venus is in Cancer. However, depending on other placements you have in your chart, you might be able to pull from some places and make it work. But knowing that your Venus is in Cancer is understanding that you have a deep internal need for companionship, for relationship, for intimacy. And because Venus in Cancer loves intimacy and companionship, I wouldn't be surprised if these are people who can kind of go not in and out of relationships, but relationships can be a major theme in their life. They can always kind of have a yearning, a wanting for partnership, for intimacy, and for relationships if they are not in one already. Beyond just relationships, Venus also rules the way that we like to express art and our creativity. Venus in Cancer is such a beautiful placement for creativity and the arts. And the reason being, Cancer is water. Cancer is so deeply intuitive and so connected to creative, mystic ways of experiencing the world. Whenever we're dealing with water, we're dealing with the idea of music, of painting, of dancing, anything that taps us into that divine feminine energy. So when you have Venus in the sign of Cancer, I would not be surprised if these are people who are interested in the arts in any way, interested in musical expression, interested in dance, interested in therapy, Reiki, healing. These are also the healers of the zodiac. So Venus in Cancer, folks, any type of relationship that you have, you are going to want to play the role of the healer. So these are folks who can have an interest in Reiki, who might have an interest in using other forms of mystic healing when they are in their relationships with others. Now, if you are a woman with your Venus in Cancer, this is going to make you very feminine in your approach when it comes to love, wanting to receive, wanting to be loved on by your partner, and not having a problem with your partner taking the lead as long as you can feel that security and that love from them. If you are a man that has your Venus in Cancer, then you are going to be that nurturer, that lover, and still embodying that feminine energy of really wanting to connect with your partner in multiple love languages. I can definitely see Venus in Cancer folks wanting to have constant touch with their partner, constant words of affirmation, and even sharing gifts. Cancer rules how we nurture people, so cooking can be a form of intimacy between these folks, cooking for their partner, or having someone cook for them and letting that be a love language as well. This is a very big placement for touching on multiple means of love language, but definitely especially that touch and that connection of just knowing that your partner is there and knowing that your partner is loving on you and caring on you in this water feminine type of way. So Venus and Cancer folks really have to work on just making sure you're aware of who you are giving your energy, your time, and your value to, because you have this compassionate heart and this heart that really wants to just heal people and take care of people. It's easy for these folks to get taken advantage of, especially if you have your Sun and your Venus both in the sign of Cancer. So knowing your gift of being the nurturer, the healer, the lover, the mystic, really take into consideration the type of people that you're giving your heart to, the type of people that you're giving your energy to, and knowing that you have such a beautiful gift and those who show you that they are worthy of that devotion. Venus in Cancer is very devoted. That's who you should take the time to spend your energy with, your love, as well as sharing your home and your heart. Because for Venus and Cancer folks, home is always going to be where their heart is. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for this Venus in Cancer video. Let me know if your Venus is in Cancer. If any of this resonates with you, I would love to hear. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you for our next video.